It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennial. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We've got clear skies and brisk temperatures. You know what that is? That's perfect fall football weather here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 or. Watch the run. Go.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. To throw on second down. Gordon. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Leo!
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be Edmonds to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield now. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 3rd touchdown now on on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Browns' drive about to get started. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession.
He's got a man, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 39 yards there, a big one. On 1st and 10, Gordon looking deep downfield. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. They run for the first time with Benny Snell. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. You know, he's already thrown for more yardage in this first quarter than he did all of last week.
And I could be snarky here and say, well, he didn't throw for a lot of yards last week, but the bottom line is he put in a great week of practice and really came out ready to go in this one.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Switch. Check 25.
On 2nd down, it's Snell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
You gonna see me. You gonna see me.
On 3rd down, Mayfield looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Ready? 2nd and 3. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To throw again. Gordon. And this is caught at the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Ready, set.
Watch 55. And let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here. You go tight. You got tight.
Let's go.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now. 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 8 on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Switch. Hatchet. Alert 3. Alert 3. Check.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Here we go, D.
Third and long for Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. Looking to throw. Gordon airing this one out for Evans. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
But they're certainly being aggressive here. It's like being a sprinter in a 100-meter dash, exploding out of the blocks, trying to push the ball downfield. Guaranteed this defense better be on their toes. They're going to be tested all game.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Gordon. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Throwing on first down, Gordon. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Hey, alert, 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 alert.
A first down throw from Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is what...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
Hey, Sam off.
On first down, Gordon. Airing this one out for Evans. This is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Melvin Gordon in the final seconds of the first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for it.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. On first and 10, Gordon going up top. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to. And if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Open man here is Gentry. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Here's Snell yet again. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield going deep to the end zone for Juju. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Look at me, zipper.
Throwing on first down. Gordon. Gets it to Gordon. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Now Gordon on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Hey.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gordon. They complete it to Hill. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Gordon. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Check. Lucky.
On 1st and 10, Gordon. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They run him here with Gordon. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Gordon. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 4 yards out. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 24. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Gordon. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. Move it.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Steelers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
58, right over there, right over there. Hey, orbit. Right there.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. To try again after the sack. Mayfield, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Throwing, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Critical extra point up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively.
There goes Melvin Gordon, the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 68 yards, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. They do tack on the extra point as well, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Hey, Foxtrot. Hey.
Mike, 58, right there.
I got you.
Mayfield. He gets this one to Johnson. 3rd down, turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
King. Hey, wahoo. Hurry.
Mike, 58, right there.
Now Mayfield. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Hey, Alpha.
Here's Mayfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Let's see what you got. Go on, go on. Go, go. Get it.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He sets to fire deep. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going to run. This is Gordon. Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cleveland, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year, and they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass.